My name is Parish. I help appreneurs build the company behind the app. Today is my entrepreneurship course. I'm going to be teaching startup entrepreneurs how to build or work or start to work on their company. Somebody may be saying, well, Parish, why should we listen to you? Well, if you have been through the situations like I have, I started out in business at the age of 16 where I went to school and took a business class. From there, I opened up a lot of failed attempts. My first one started at 17 years old with my brother. We opened up a car wash and we had a lot of roller coaster rides until I was like 23 years old, where I opened up a tattooing and body piercing studio. We did $2 million in sales, and from there we transitioned into digital businesses such as online education, as well as helping startup entrepreneurs, speaking engagements. I am the author of a book that is called Got Clientele. I'm also the author of another book called Got Hustle. You can find those both on my website if you want to get copies of those books. Today we're just going to be talking about the startup entrepreneurship and what it takes for you to build your business in a direction that you need to be going in. Now, somebody may be thinking, well, why is this for me? Because if you have had slow sales, no sales, failing in business, if you have not made a profit, no traction, no growth, if you're thinking that you're going in the wrong direction, if you don't know who to trust, who to deal with, you feel lost, lonely, scared, afraid, I'm your battle buddy in business building, and I'm here to share my 21 plus years of experience with you. I'm coming up on my 38th birthday in 2 days, so I'll be giving you the information that I wish somebody gave to me at 16, 17, 18 when I first got into entrepreneurship. It would have saved me a lot of years, sorrow, hardship, pain, agony, stress, all of those things. So I'm just going to share with you. So we're going to start rocking and rolling on it. The first things I want to say is, if you are into entrepreneurship, I'm going to define entrepreneurship, what it means for this channel, what it means for this conversation, what it means for what we're talking about. Entrepreneurship is building a company bigger than one. Entrepreneurship is solving a problem bigger than this big. It has to be something large. It has to be something big. Somebody said, well, why are you saying that? Because we're talking about what is a startup? What is entrepreneurship? When we are dealing with a startup organization, the startup organization has two purposes. One is the ability for it to grow fast, and it can be global. It can be international. That is the startup business. It's something that can expand and grow fast. It also means that there is no proven way. We don't have a solid blueprint to making profits. We don't have a solid roadmap to success. We're still trying to learn it. We're still trying to figure it out. So a startup has the ability to grow fast. It has the ability to scale. It has the ability to be global if you want it to be. It has the, let's say it like this, a startup, when we're looking at it, it should be a company that's potentially could be a $10 million plus company. Somebody may be saying, well, Cash, I don't plan on being a $10 million company. Understood. But if you are thinking about being a six-figure company, a $100,000 company, I can almost tell you, you won't have enough money to pay multiple people. So the company predominantly does not become a company. It becomes self-employment. It becomes an independency. It becomes a job. If you are looking for independency, if you are looking for self-employment, God damn it, this video is not for you. I recommend you click out, tune out, go to somebody else right now. Why am I saying that? Because the things that I'm telling you, when done correctly, when applied correctly, it gives you the ability to scale. It gives you the ability to grow. It gives you and I the ability to create something greater than us. Now, let's talk about this. See if you're creating a good company. If you are thinking how I'm thinking, you're trying to create something that is great. Your vision should be greater than yourself. Somebody say, is there something wrong with self-employment? Not if you need a damn job. If you need a job, go for self-employment. But if you are trying to create jobs, go for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, oh, wait a minute, Cass, are you saying, yeah, this is a hell of an entrepreneurship course? Yeah, I'm not talking about marketing and advertisement and management and all of those things. You need to know finances. We're going to get you down to the essence, to the beginning, to the origin of your success or the failure of your company. It all starts with you and I. If I'm the entrepreneur, if you're the entrepreneur, then the success or the failure has to start with you and I. It's how we see things. It's what we understand. See, if we don't understand shit, we can't grow shit because we don't know shit. That's what I always tell people. You have to come back to yourself, and I have to come back to me. Self-examination. We call that an introspection. You have to do that all the time. Because if you do not do that, I'm telling you, the business will slip right out of your hand. Because if you're thinking about creating employment for yourself, you're going to be focusing on self. What I can do, what I like, how I like it, when I like it, where I like it, what I would like to be, where I would like to see myself, where I would like to grow. And you did not focus on the golden rule of the business, which is being customer centric, which is focusing on the entrepreneur's dream and passion and vision to create the solution to the problem that the customer has. Cash, what you talking about now? I'm saying there's a lot of things that we have to focus on, and I'm just going to clear out the beginning to talk about us. The first thing we want to look at is us. Why are we looking at us? Because there's going to be a difference. We have to come to know and understand. I say I help appreneurs build the company behind the app. So some of the examples, some of the things that I say may not apply to you. But if you are a startup, you are a digital business, if you are a business that has the ability, my website is called www.cashparish.education. It took me a long time to wrap my mind around those wwws was saying World Wide Web. It took a long time to register that because I was still trying to sell my products and services on my website locally. Products and services on my website regionally, statewide. It wasn't coming to the conclusion or the realization into reality, my vision. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you the things that I wish I knew, you see. Because when you come into that realization that you're on the World Wide Web, you are a startup, you are in a different position. Don't let nobody tell you that they're not letting minorities and diversity into tech. How the hell not? You have the World Wide Web ability to create your own .com, your own application, and go global. The power is in you. The power is in your hands. The power is in you and our hands. So I'm saying you have to come to the realization of who you are. Why am I talking about coming into the realization of who you are? Because the day that you and I come into the realization of who we are, what we do, then we will move and act accordingly. We can't move and act accordingly if we're still sitting around here believing that we are tangible. What is the difference between an online business and an offline business? The online business does not have anything different other than the fact that it's digital. So that makes everything different. Somebody say, wait a minute, you said the only thing, say the digital aspect of that. I'm trying to get you to take it to consideration. The digital aspect means your work is not with your hands anymore. It's not about how many widgets you can make and produce and sit on a shelf and contact people to sell them. It's now about you are digital. You are moving through the wires. You are moving through the internet. You have to start to think of yourself as a digital business, as a startup. You cannot be the tech company that don't like to use tech. Cannot be the appreneur that don't want to use video chatting, email messaging, text messaging. You want to pick up the phone and call and go places every day and sit down and have lunch. That's not moving digital. That's why, because we haven't come into the realization when you're transitioning from that offline world into that online world, it's a different experience. But the principles of business now, the principles of business, they still remain the same. Somebody said, Cash, what you talking about? I'm telling you, the principles remain the same. Now, I'm going to say these things. Somebody, Cash, what are we talking about? I'm telling you, just have a startup, has the ability to scale, it has the ability to grow. Entrepreneurship is creating a company that's bigger than one. We talk about a company. Let me talk about that company, too. I like to talk about this because a company comes from the word companion. And companion means to be together, to break bread together. When you talk about co, it's company is co. It's more than one. Co-mingle, co-create, co-founder. We could say co-mit, co-mission. We could talk about company, companion, break bread together. Come over and keep me company. Where's your company? Who's going to accompany you there? Somebody said, what are you talking about, Cash? I'm saying those things so that way we can wrap our mind around the concept that if we are creating a business that is going to be a company already means bigger than one. So if you're thinking about a six-figure, 150,000, 200,000, that I can't help you because there's not enough money to really pay people livable wages, pay your taxes, and all your operational expenses. Everything that I'm telling you is used to build multi-million-dollar companies. And there's nothing else that you should want if you're thinking about the customer. Somebody said, why you say that? Because I tell you the vision. We should be, an entrepreneur's job is to solve problems for the people. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's why we say you have to have something that's worth getting up and getting out the bed for. You have to have a purpose, a reason. Yeah, I want to be a billionaire. Well, that's not a purpose. That's not a reason. A lot of people want to be millionaires and billionaires. But what is the one thing that you're solving so great that people going to go in their pocket and pay to make you profitable so you can hire others, so you can eliminate yourself from doing all the work? I didn't say doing any work. I said all the work. You got to be able to pay people. Cash, what do you think about having a team? I think a team is a great thing. I think co-founders is a great thing, but it's only great if you and I understand we the leaders, they the followers. It's only great if you realize you the founder, you had the vision. Look, the Bible said, take the vision, write it, make it plain upon tables that they may read it fluently. You can't bring in a team if you didn't have a vision. Somebody say, well, go back to this vision, Cash, because I'm not understanding what you're talking about. See, when you look up the definition for vision, it's going to tell you, you got to be able to see. You got to have sight. You got to have, look, I wear glasses most of the time. I don't have them on today. But can I see? I see great. I can close my eyes and still see. Somebody say, what you talking about? Because the sight that we have to have is discernment. We have to have the ability to rationalize things, reason things out. We have to have the ability to see the customer, know their psychology, their behavior, and say, this is not just what they need. This is what they know they need. This is the problem that they know they have. Because if the customer never realizes they have that problem, they'll never seek that solution. I wish somebody told me that years ago, because we could create the greatest widgets, the greatest apps, the greatest solutions, but if the people don't realize they lost, they'll never buy it. We got to find the problem that sticks to the people. Once the people understand this is my problem, now we have vision. Now I can see with my eyes closed. I know what they need. I know what they want. I know what they suffer for. I know what they desire, what they long for, what they feelings for. I know it like the back of my hands. Now we can create something. That's why I said, heaven help me, we got to be customer centric. Now I'm going to give you the 5 things before I get out of here. 5 crucial elements to starting a business. If you want to start a business, the first and most critical thing is the customer. That is the bullseye, the focal point of the whole map. The customer. Without the right customer, without the person that's lost, there is no need for salvation. Somebody has to have the need for it for us to create it. Why you keep saying that? Because many times we want to create a business that give us glory. We want to create a business. We want to go into business because we think it's a game. We think it's a joke. We think it's the new sexy. It's the Instagram sexy. Let's look sexy and start our own business. Work from home. I'm going to be the mompreneur, the stay-home person, and all that shit is supposed to be so sexy. But what we're missing out on, you shouldn't be creating another product that does not solve any problems. You shouldn't be flooding the market with bullshit. We should be flooding the market with the needs, the wants, and desires that the customer is willing to pay for. So that's why I say the first one is customer. The second one that I'm going to talk about is resources. We need to have resources such as funding and education. Now, that's not the only resources we need to have, but that is a predominant, that's a predominant too. educating the minds of the team, of the entrepreneur, of the co-founders, having the funding to put behind a company to get the company to take off. The funds is like the rocket fuel. The funds will fuel the company up. So that's another one that I'm going to talk about. Funding, resources. Funding and education is part of the resources. We got to have customers, got to have resources. We have to have community. Trying to run a business alone and by yourself without having an outlet to give and to receive from is going to drain you. If you have to have a community, an online or offline community, something you could partake in so you could give back and share with like-minded individuals to be inspired, to be motivated, or you will become drained. Most of the time, if you're in a startup and you are not getting great team members, then that means you may have more education on the subject than them, because they may not believe in the vision or the mission. They're just there for a little check or there to give you some love and support. And so you wind up giving all you got and nobody's giving back. So you're going to have to find somewhere to go to get that, to get back. I'm telling you, you need community. You need support and you need connections, conversations, socialism. You have to find it. See, when the trophies come, we reward the team for great sales. We reward the staff for good job. We reward the sale, but the staff never come back and say, good leadership, good ownership, good entrepreneurship. Nobody comes back. The spouses, they just going to take checks. They'll pat you on the back one day out the week, anniversary, 2 times out the week. Good job on you, whatever you did at the company. But you need to be refurbished weekly, monthly, daily. Talking about the next one is commodity. You got to have a damn good product market fit. That's why I say it starts with the consumer, understanding their problems to build them the type of solution that they need, that they're willing to pay for, so you could become profitable. If you're building things that you love and like without considering the customer, if you think you're just going to force on the customers what it is that you have to sell and what it is you're feeling, you're damn sure going to lose this game. This is like playing the Game of Thrones. You're damn sure going to lose the game if you're sitting here saying, I'm just going to focus on giving these people what I believe they should have. These people should be given what they believe they should have. I'm going to keep on going. But if you all are having a startup and you're having a startup and you need some guidance, don't forget to download my startup guide. I do give more information on these subjects because I'm hitting so much so fast, but there's only so much that I can give you in a short video. Go to my site, register and download your startup guide. It will give you the 4 steps that you need to take action today, right now, and it's all for free. Go to the website, download that. The link is down there somewhere in the bio, or you may see a little thing clicking. If we're on YouTube, you'll see something clicking over my head, hopefully, and you'll be able to click back to that. So don't forget to get that. Now, I'm going to talk about the last one is market. You need scalability and you need connections. Cash, what you talk about scalability. You got to get inside of a market that's big enough to house you so you can make the money to grow the company, to supply the services that the people need, the products that the people need. You will need to be in a market that is large enough. If the market is too small, you'll never see growth. If the market is too small, nobody's going to invest. If the market is too small, nobody will ever help us. Somebody said, what are you talking about? And see, they didn't tell me this. If your business only has the potential, you're living in a small city and you're trying to do something offline, and you say, I'm going to start a offline business, and we have 20,000 people in the city with a potential that 1,000 of those 20,000 people going to be my customers, spending $100 a year. That's 100,000. That's not enough money to help scale a business, so no investors are coming, no team are coming, no staff is coming, low quality is going to be there. That's the only thing you can afford to pay. People who want to work or barely want to work, they work for little or barely want to work. We have to get to the point where we're in a large enough market where we can get the best workers, the best team, the best co-founders, the best investors. Because if we don't, we're going to have a piss poor company. Somebody said, what you talk about with connectivity? Well, when we talk about connectivity, the market is the place that everybody come to trade products and services for funds, for revenue. If we're not trading for money, then more than likely it's not a good market. See, I don't want to be in there in this business. You're trying to trade some alcohol for a haircut, or you're trying to trade, some, hey man, I'm gonna give you the ability to use my app. If you give me the ability to come to use your app, all that, look, we got to get some money somewhere. So it has to be connectivity going all the way around. What are you talking about? When you think about the supermarket, and I'm talking about scalability and connectivity together. The supermarket is where the consumers go. But the supermarket is also where the suppliers go. But the supermarket is also where the competitors go. But the supermarket has the add-ons there. Somebody said, what are you talking about? See, somebody selling a steak, well, the next man selling rice. Because you know you're going to need some steak and you're going to need some rice. So the rice man show up. So even though they're not direct competition, it's all there, the add-on products. We all in the market. That makes the market what people coming to. Who wants to go to the store that only got steak? I'm not going to the butcher shop no more. Put the butcher shop inside the supermarket. I do a one-stop shop. That's the market where everybody can come. Why am I saying that? Because if the rice man can speak with the consumers, if the consumers can speak with the meat man can speak with the milkman, guess what? We in the market. Everybody can connect. You got to have connectivity. Cash, I'm not understanding what you're saying. It's only so much I can tell you. You got to keep up with me. The internet, the World Wide Web, you have to be in a web. That's why they call it a web. It's interconnected lines. If the lines don't connect, if there's a break in the line, the consumer can't speak to the add-ons. The consumer can't speak to the supplier. The consumer can't come to the market. If they don't have the connectivity where everybody could meet and commingle, even the competition should be able to reach each other in this space called the market. So we're telling you the market either is not big enough or it's broken and it's not a good market. You need a market where everybody has the ability to connect. Now, if you are in the app industry, if you're in the tech industry, if you're in the startup industry like I'm talking about, my God, you probably already know that that market is vast and you have a good space. But if you don't know it, you need to find it. Have to find it. Now, I talked about the customers. I said everything that you create must be customer-centric. If it is not customer-centric, there's no reason to create it. There's no reason, there's no purpose for the business. You have to have the sight to see. If you do not have the sight to see what the clients need, the want, somebody say, how do I see that? How do I get to see what the clients need? By watching the clients. But I don't have no clients. That's why you got to get the startup guide. We got to talk about that. But that's the point in the startup guide. You want to know the answers to that? Go download the startup guide with the link at the bottom or right there above the top. Click it. But you have to have those things. You got to have the resources. You have to have the commodity, and you're going to have the market. Now, there's a few things I'm going to talk about. Somebody say, well, what do I stay away from, Cash? Because you're giving me a lot of information. So what else do I need to know? What do I stay away from? I'm going to give you some simple things. Because this is the old way of starting a business. Man, I'm about to get me some business cards. If you're in a digital game, fuck a business card. I'm going to keep it 1,000. I'm not even saying if you're in a digital game. If you don't, where's my damn phone? Hold up. See, if you're not moving with one of these joints, you're not on Pinterest, Insta, you're not on Facebook, YouTube, you're not moving with this guy. I don't care what business you're in. It's probably going to be the smallest, crappiest business because you're not moving. Somebody said, no, I'm an old business. I've been established. I got my clientele. Man, this game is ever changing. We're in a different time. If you're not marketing and advertising with this joint here, it's the chances, if you're using newspaper flyers or business cards, I'll tell you, fuck a business card, man. I'm going to tell you straight up. Cash, what are you talking about as an entrepreneur? Business cards, obsolete. Forget about them. Don't worry about designing them. Don't worry about printing them. I know why you want to design them. Because you want to see your name in lights. You got to get away from that. I got to get away from that. We must wrap our mind around we are digital. We're in a digital age. That got to go. Business cards are obsolete. Is it bad to have some in your pocket? No. But by the time you give them to somebody who actually holds on to a business card, most people say, you got a Facebook? What your name is? Okay, I got you. Done. Man, what your phone number is? Send me that. Bop, got you. I'm going to text you. People not really needing a call. Who wants it? Who carries it? People barely carry a wallet in the purse these days. Business cards, stay away from them. Logos and graphic designs, stay away from it. Somebody said, you saying I don't need a logo graphic design? I'm telling you, if you're starting a business and you're focusing on business cards, logos, and graphic design and not focusing on the customers, you're in the wrong place. I know how you're thinking. Cash, what you mean? Because I wanted to say Cash Parish's app house, Cash Parish Development Company, Cash Parish, fuck all that. Get your name out the lights. Tear it down. It's the ego, it's the vanity, it's the narcissism that keep us from seeing the bigger picture. Most of the people can't win because they keep seeing themselves in the picture. And they don't see the real picture. The real picture is being customer-centric, customer-driven. So if you're thinking about the customers, you're not thinking about the business cards or the logos right now. Not in stage one. We're in the beginning, starting up. If we're starting up and we haven't made a product, released the product, the only thing we need to be focusing on is what do the customers need? Well, what about the name? The name may be subject to change, just like the logo is subject to change, because you can't call it Cash Parish App Development Company and then come to find out the people that's really into getting their apps developed don't really need app development as much as they need funding. I might have to change to a funding business once I understand what the customer's truly looking for. Well, I'm looking for development, but the most thing I'm looking for is somebody to give me that pre-seed stage money. I know people who could do that. I don't need to be into having a development company. Might need to be in a connections business, bringing pre-seed investors with potential appers or appreneurs. Cash, what are you talking about? Funding and loans. Traction before action. Go listen to my podcast if you never heard that one. Traction before asking. If you don't have any traction, don't be worried about getting no money. Focusing on other people's money is the death of your company. Focus on getting your company traction, getting it moving, getting some profitability. Then you can show people your numbers. They'll give you some money. When you can validate your idea and your concept, you'll get some money. Too many social media channels. This is bullshit I would just stay away from. Having a ton of social media channels. What we talk about, Cash? Man, you got a social media channel on every platform. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube. Look, you may not need any of those channels, let alone all of those channels. So understanding the customer and where they at first and what kind of relationship you want to build with them first before you dive into just opening up platforms so you can put your name all out there. You got to get your brand out there. So let's talk about that. Let me talk about partnership before I get into branding. Partnerships. Man, we need a team. We got to get co-founders, partners. Why? If your vision, I said take the vision, write it, make it plain upon tables. You should be able to explain your vision till it draws men unto you. You should be able to explain your product and your idea and your concept till it draws people in. If you haven't gotten to the point where you can oratorily express your vision and your concepts that I want to help appreneurs build the company behind the app, my goal is to take the complexity of entrepreneurship, simplify it that they may get it and read it fluently so they can express themselves, so they can teach their staff, so they can grow their business. If you don't have a concept that you want to take based off the needs of the people, then we have no vision. We have no need for co-founders and partners yet. They need to come, but they don't need to come right now. If you're the founder, you got to lay the foundation. You got to find the solution as the founder to the problem. If you cannot do that, you cannot architect a big company, the right company. This company can't be built based around everybody else's input. It's just you and the customers. Your idea, what you think, the customers, finalizing the idea, and then creating a sales process to make it work. Now, let's talk about branding. More bullshit to stay away from. That's the first thing everybody do. Well, Cash, I figure you said stay away from branding because you said no logos and names. That ain't why I said no branding. See, the branding there's different versions of branding when people express it. People are using different definitions for that word. Now, this term for branding is not talk about your style guide and all the things that's affiliated with your brand. This definition of brand that I'm talking about is where people want to spend money and time getting their name out before they got a product, before they have a service. They want to spend their time getting their name out. That becomes my concept where I'm going to talk about profits before growth. Profits before growth is going to be strictly telling you if you are a bootstrap company, you don't have any funding, no startup capital, you want to focus on how to make a sale before you can focus on how to get your name out in the community. The money that you're getting from the sale, that word of mouth will generate a name for you. Keep getting the sales. You can push the envelope, keep pushing, getting the money, word of mouth. Getting the money, sale. Getting the money, word of mouth. Getting the money, sale. They keep on happening because you keep on servicing the right clients and doing the right business. You have the right product for the right people and you understand how to make money. When you can understand how to make money, guess what's going to happen? Word of mouth follows all the money you're making. But if you're not getting no money and we're spending money on branding and not getting sales, somebody said, why are you talking about that? Because there's a difference in lead conversions and there's talk about lead generations and talking about brand awareness. Lead generations is just getting people to give us the information. But before you get to that step, some people like to do the step of brand awareness. I just want to tell everybody I'm here. And you don't have no money? You're bootstrapped? You're not in a profitable position? Maybe, just maybe, we should say, let's leave brand awareness alone. Let's focus on getting lead generation started and then take those lead generations and try to work those leads that we capture and try to convert those leads. So profitability before growth, traction before action, asking so you can show the people these are real numbers. This is real interest, real sales, real statistics. That's strongly what I recommend. I recommend you go for that. Now, I'm just hitting a lot of different things. Again, this is my entrepreneurship class. If you want to get deeper into that topics that I'm talking about, you need the startup guide. Click the button that you may see at the top, the little white bar or whatever, or click the link down below where I'm talking. There's a link down below where you can click and go directly to signing up to download your startup guide, and it comes with complimentary videos to support it so you can get the education all free. Again, follow that information to the T, to the letter. It will expedite your process and you will start to see traction sooner than later. Now, let's talk about this thing. I got these last things and I'm going to be done. Self-education. I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some of these other subjects again on some other videos. But self-education. Now, I believe in self-education, but somebody say self-education or go to college. Should I go to college or should I get self-educated? I'm saying I believe in self-education before a degree. But I only believe in self-education if that's your learning style. Some people strictly need to be in a classroom to have the ability to learn. Some people don't have the ability to sit back and educate themselves and learn and comprehend. They need a professor, they need a teacher, they need somebody that they can talk to. So that way they are able to get the message. If you are that type of individual, go to college. But if you can be self-taught and self-learned, then stay home, educate yourself. Go to the coffee house, educate yourself. Take classes, courses, seminars, trips, travel the world, and educate yourself. But if that's not for you, don't try it. So I'm saying I don't believe in a degree as much as I believe in self-education, but it's only for lovers of education. But I do believe in education firmly and wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Now I'm saying I believe in education because without no education, it's all done. That's why I'm cash parish education. This from years of entrepreneurship, making money, losing sales, losing customers, fighting competition, battling, you learn a lot. But let me say this, with whether it's college or whether it's self-education, nothing beats experience. You have to implement. You can learn all you want. You can watch this video 80 times. If you never go out here and try the things I said, then it's just a bunch of knowledge. It's just a bunch of information. It's just a bunch of facts or something. You and I have to implement. If we're not willing to implement, then it doesn't matter. So nothing beats experience. So whatever you're doing, go out there and get some experience. Go get some experience, you know. I hope that I said something that can be beneficial and that can be helpful to people on the entrepreneurship journey. I'm going to do a quick recap, man. There's 5 things I want you to focus on: your customers, your resources, your commodities, your community, and your market. Making sure you have those together. Those are going to be critical and essential for your survival in this business. As a startup entrepreneur, as you're dabbling into this game, you don't want to be out here alone and by yourself. Find you a battle buddy, somebody that you can help and trade and talk and share and barter, do the things that you need to do to survive. You shouldn't be out here by yourself. You should be in a market large enough so you can make some money, so you can have other people and pay other people, so you can have a team. You got to grow. You got to scale. You want to have a damn good product, and the product has to come from understanding the consumers and creating what the consumers need. You want to make sure you have customers, because we're not going to fall short because we don't have product. We're going to fall short because we don't have customers. And we need resources. We need to be able to connect. Now, the resources, somebody said, well, what order should I be doing those things in? The first thing is always focusing on a customer. Once you got the customer down packed, you'll start to figure out the rest of the way to go. But counting money, trying to get money, trying to learn, getting so much more education and all of those things come after. And I keep telling you, experience. That's why I ended with experience when I talk about education, because it don't matter how much you and I learn. If we never apply it, then we don't get the experience. We never touch the stove. We don't realize it's really hot. So somebody can tell us it's hot all day, but if we don't touch it, then we never get the true understanding. That feeling of pain is sketched in our mind forever. Even when our hand is off the stove for 2 years, we remember what that sizzling, hot, burning feeling was like. And it never leaves our mind, and we learn our lesson. You have to learn your lessons out here. You have to be deep into it. So my admonishment is, man, stay strong, stay tight. You know, stay fighting this fight. Try to pursue the things that you want. Focus on the client. Create a vision based off of what you saw, what you learned, what you discerned from your examination of the people. And if you do not have something that's worth getting up to get out the bed and fight for, then don't go for it. Leave it alone. If it's too small, if it's not going to pay the bills, if it's not going to help you with your primary aim in life to take care of you and your family, then leave that thing alone and go to something else. Quit what you're doing and go to something else. Change. If your business is not big enough for you to leave it in the hands of somebody else while you go on vacation and you could pay them and still be getting paid yourself, then it's probably not a company that you need to have in your possession. So this is for startup entrepreneurs. This is for people that want to have big boy businesses, that want to grow. And this is not about a vanity push. This is not about you getting Bentleys and Ferraris and Lamborghini doors and that dumb shit. If that's what you want to have, if that's what you're living for, cool. But I'm living for a purpose, and I think you should live for a purpose. Creating that business for a purpose to solve the problem for the consumer. You should really be in love with solving that problem for the consumer. You should be, look up this word, man, enthusiastic. Look up enthusiasm when you get a chance. You should be in love and devoted to the reason that you started that business. Make sure that you are focusing on your customers at all times, and you're building a business that works, not a business that's going to work you. So my name is Parish. I hope that I said something that could be beneficial to you. Now, when we're talking about how to formulate the business and which process to go and where to put things, the first thing I recommend you get is the startup guide. Go to the button at the top if it's flashing. If it's not, go down there at the bottom. There's a blue link. It's going to lead you straight to a site. You sign up. Bam, I'm going to email you the startup guide. You'll be able to contact me and email me directly if you want. Follow this YouTube channel. Subscribe. This is an entrepreneurship course. I'm going to give a lot more other courses. It all starts with you. Success and failure are going to start with you. So let's get you together. Then let's get the company together and let's progress on to greater things. I'm your battle buddy in business building. Until we broadcast again, I want you to stay cool, be blessed, and peace. Don't forget to get your cheat sheet. Download it now.